way to go.
I love my fatherland.
Oh yeah,
I want to know.
I want to know.
Which way?
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's declaration that the new tax laws will go ahead as planned beginning on January 1st, 2026. In a statement personally signed by the president, he emphasized that while the administration is aware of the public's discourse surrounding the new tax laws, their implementation is ultimately meant to support prosperity and shared responsibility. He stated in part, "These reforms are a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build a fair, competitive, and robust fiscal foundation for our country. The tax laws are not designed to raise taxes, but rather to support a structural reset, drive harmonization, and protect dignity while strengthening the social contract. I urge all stakeholders to support the implementation phase, which is now firmly in the delivery stage. No substantial issue has been established that warrants a disruption of the reform process. Absolute trust is built over time through making the right decisions, not through premature reactive measures." Of course, this announcement garnered a lot of reactions, Rufai, and I'll take some posts on X. Umar wrote, "This government has consistently refused to listen to the cries of its people. It is as obstinate as it is arrogant. Nigerians protested against poor governance driven by a devastating tripod: the removal of fuel subsidy, the free fall of the naira against the dollar, and the sharp rise in electricity tariffs. None of these concerns were meaningfully addressed. Instead, the government arrogantly declared that it would proceed regardless, without any effort to cushion the harsh effects on the populace. Now, the entire nation is pushing back against the so-called Lagos model of taxation, yet the Jagaban responds with press releases that amount to a slap in the face of Nigerians. Such impunity thrives only in a democracy stripped of real competition, where elections are perceived to be products of manipulation and where the will, welfare, and even the lives of the people are treated as expandable." And that's quite a detailed response. Another ex-user wrote, "I am not against tax reform. The question is, what have ordinary Nigerians benefited from previous tax pays that warrants its reform next year? Nigeria is yet to relieve itself from untold hardship brought by the subsidy removal. What's the offense of poor Nigerians that your policies are always targeting vulnerable people?" Of course, that is the response from Nigerians online. Rufai.
It shows that the president doesn't regard us, he doesn't respect us. Something very important like this, you just said, let them go ahead and continue to do it. Today, Nigerians have not seen the harmonized copy of the tax bill. We can't even compare and contrast, and people have just moved on, and you want to tax more people. Just like the president told us that subsidy removal will heal us, it didn't heal us. Today, what have we seen? They said they were going to invest the money in infrastructure. They can't even fund the budget effectively. Thank God for Wale Edun that came out to tell us that there was a shortfall. This was the same government that said, oh, they had met revenue. What do next? They do propaganda with numbers. Now they've said inflation is 14%, but go and check the CBN interest rates. It's not any better. You heard Tilewa Adebajo here that said inflation by his own calculation is supposed to be about 23%. They are over-fixation on what's it called, the fact that they have 51 billion in reserves, but the lives of the people are not any better for it. A government that budgets that borrows per second billion, when you look at it, the entire assets over 200 trillion, but when you look at the debt over 150 trillion, and that keeps going on. So it's a lot of hardship on the people, and 2026 will not be any different. Because most of the monies they have, they will use it for elections. Electioneering will start. It will be less on governance and all of that. So when you look at it, what has really benefited the people is just been one scandal or the other. You see people getting stuck on the roads for ages, you know, Benin bypass. Yes, they celebrate Coastal Road. Apart from that, okay, what next has the people really benefited? Things are getting increased. It's not by them trying to show pictures of propaganda that people are going to the market that shows that people are buying things. You know, purchasing power has dropped. The lives of people are not any better for it. And this tax one, it just shows that they don't really care about you.